What's going on, guys? This is Sin, and yes, I know I'm very late to the party, but I was extremely busy with other things, so that's the reason why this video had to be delayed like 10 times. But yeah, here I am with the updated Gimmick Puppet video post ban list. We got the limitation of a Gimmick Puppet of strings and dark strings especially that hurt a lot. The Puppet of strings, we can kind of manage. The dark strings, it forces us to kind of rely on other ways of burning the opponent, so Giant Hunter. This deck can still FTK, don't worry about it if you are playing the deck, and if you're not playing the deck, well, worry about it, because you will have to know how the deck functions. If you want to know how to counter it, you got to know how the deck works if you're trying to play it. So that's the reason why I'm trying to bring you guys 4 combos today, as well as the deck profile. But before we go any further, y'all, you know the drill, smash the like and subscribe button. And you know what, if we can get 1,000 likes on this video, I'm gonna make a full spreadsheet with pretty much every single combo imaginable. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first combo, bread and butter, mention of the dreadful dolls. Oh, they changed the name. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, Surge the Little Soldiers. I mean, it's not like they changed the name like recently, but yeah, it's a mention of the Underworld dolls. Just, I don't know, it felt like more, it felt better. Yeah, the Rouge, which is also like a stupid name, I preferred Bloody. That's summoning the cattle, as always, and then you're going for the Fantasix, Surge the rank of magic, go into Fanatics, Surge the trap card, and then revive back your cattle by detaching the Fantasix, and then go into Puppet of Strings. This is your only one, and then give your monster string counter, and then use the Fanatics in order to revive back the Cattle Scream to the opponent. You're going to be getting a string counter on a monster with 3100 attack, so that is going to be the first burn, and then you're also going to be going chilling 2 rank of magic, recycle back to the hand. This is a mandatory effect, by the way. But yeah, you're burning your opponent for 31, and then you're giving a string counter to your to the opponent's Cattle Scream, and then you're going field spell, detach from the dark strings, revive back the Puppet of Strings on your opponent's field, and then you're gonna go into Chimera Doll, Surge the Terror Baby, and then normal summon Terror Baby with the extra normal summon of the Fantasix, revive back the Bloody Doll out of everything, and then make the Terror Baby level 8, and then go into Giant Grinder, destroy the Puppet of Strings, that's a 3k burn, and then rank up magic into the card that people were not playing before, the Giant Hunter, and that can destroy a monster and burn your opponent for the attack. So yeah, that's gonna be the final 2k, and just like that, you can deal 8100 damage with one single card. Alright, so what can you do if you have Little Soldiers and Bloody Doll? There you go. I'm not gonna call it a Rouge Doll, that's a stupid name. Anyways, normal summon, and then send the Dreary Doll, and then special summon the Bloody, reveal the Fantasix or whatever, rank 8, trying to not give too much information away. Not that it matters, because everybody knows the cards in the extra deck anyways. But yeah, summon the Cow Scream, and then rank up again into the Fanatics Machina. Very similar name, it always gets me tricked up. Revive back the Cow Scream, and then this is where it's gonna be a little interesting. So we're going to be giving a string counter to the Machina, but we're not going to be using its effect to give the Cattle Scream to our opponent. At least not yet, because there's a better play that we can do. And then we're going to be going to Dark Strings, destroy the Machina, burn your opponent for the first 31, and then Bloody Doll recycle back, which is important. Revive back the Dreary Doll by banishing whatever. The Fanatics Machina is probably the card that we need the least, because we can summon another one anyways. Chimera Doll is going to be searching the Terror Baby again, and also special summon the Bloody Doll. Yes, it has a double effect. It searches or sends, and then also special summons a Gimmick Puppet monster from the hand if you only control Gimmick Puppets. Anyways, normal summon Terror Baby, revive back the Puppet of Strings, and then the Machina is going to come back on your opponent's field and recycle back the rank of magic, evolve that Puppet of Strings into Machina, and then give the Dark Strings to your opponent. And I think you can see where this is going. Evolve your Terror Baby into a level 8, and then go Giant Grinder pop up, and that's going to be 4900 damage. So our opponent, or no, 48, our opponent is still alive with 100 attack, 100 life points. But if our opponent special summons any monster with 200 or more attack, the game is gonna end. Watch out though, because this is not a true one card FTK. I mean, it's not a true FTK, because cards like Imperm, Top Deck for turn, or Board Breakers, like Droplet, Super Poly, Dark Rule, etc. They will work. They will just negate the Fanatics, and you're not going to be able to do the final burn. But if you have cards like Ghost Mourner, then it can be insane, which is one of the reasons why Ghost Mourner in this deck, it's low-key kind of cracked. Okay, so in this situation, I have Gimmick Puppet Little Soldiers, as well as Metal Chronus, which is a good card going second overall, but it's especially good going first in this deck. I know, it's very interesting, just because this deck can, you know, it's not the kind of deck that you probably have never seen a deck that can do these kinds of things with cards that are usually only seen going second, like Triple Tactic Thrust, Searching Terraforming, because you give a monster that has a mandatory effect. But to be fair, there has been some other decks in the history that were doing that, like Mechanco with Gen and Ken. But yeah, this is gonna be even spicier than that. Well, potentially, at least for Gimmick Puppet. But yeah, rank up into the Machina again, and then Surge the Trap card, and then Cattle Scream. It's always the exact same thing for the very first steps. The real question is, are you using the effect of Machina to revive back the Cattle Scream, or are you not? And the answer is, in this situation, you are. And then Dark Strings again. again. That is going to be destroying the Machina, and then also revive back the Fantasix. There you go. And then burn your opponent for 31. Put a Dark Strings counter on Cattle Scream, Chimera Doll, search the Terror Baby again, and then normal summon. You can't special summon that because it only gets the Monster Reborn effect on normal summon, by the way. But yeah, Dark Strings is going to be triggering to destroy the Cattle Screams, and you're going to be chaining Metal Tronius, or you could do it before, and summon Gimmick Puppet of Leo because it's also a Dark Machine. That is going to be the final push that we need, because now our opponent is going to have 2,900 life points. So we can go rank up Magic Target, the Gimmick Puppet of Leo, summon Disaster Leo, and then we're going to be burning our opponent for 1,000, so our opponent has 19. And on the end phase, this card has an Exodia-like effect. So you're not really burning your opponent, but you're rather Exodia-ing your opponent. It reads during your end phase, if your opponent's life points are 2,000 or less, and this card has no materials, you win the duel. Yes, just like that. It also happened in the anime. I mean, it would have happened, because in the anime, this card burns 4,000, which is basically the equivalent of 8,000 here. And on the end phase, you also win the duel. But you have to have no materials on this card, obviously. And in the anime, Shark used, I think, a quickly spell to give an Xyz material to this card, so he survived. Which is really stupid, right? Quattro should have won, and Gimmick Puppet best deck. Alright, so in this situation, I have Gimmick Puppet, Little Soldiers, as well as, let's say, King Sarcophagus, or it could also be Mseti, whatever. Or it could even be Foolish Burial Goods, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, normal summon Little Soldiers, and then dump the Bloody. Of course, it's always going to be the same thing. What else am I going to be foolishing, huh? Am I gonna go Foolish Dreary Doll Pass? No, we're not trying to be nice. We're trying to kill our opponents, not do charity. But yeah, again, search the rank up Magic, which then transforms into the Machina. Search the trap card. Very important that this trap card is gonna be a discard fodder, so that's the reason why. It's just nice to have a graveyard effect instead of relying on the effect to steal and then grind it out, and then also no, we're trying to kill as early as possible. By the way, this Machina should not revive the Cattle Scream in this situation. And then yeah, Chimera Doll again, Surge the Terror Baby, normal summon that, and then revive back the Puppet of Strings, just so that you can evolve it into Machina again, because this time we're going to be reviving back the Dark Strings to our opponent's field. And we're going to be going King Sarcophagus, discard that Puppet Shop, which has an effect that can only be used except during the turn it was, it can only be used from the graveyard except during the turn it was sent to the grave, unfortunately. So we cannot FTK on turn 1, but we can FTK during our opponent's draw phase, because we can go Service Puppet, revive back Dark Strings to our opponent, and then go Machina, destroy, and if our opponent doesn't have, like, the same kind of cards as before, so, you know, Droplet, Super Poly, Imperm, etc., we are going to be winning the duel. Alrighty, so for the deck profile, obviously there's a bunch of ways of playing this deck. You can also focus on the hand shops, and you can focus on maybe some more, I don't know, like playing a bigger deck just so that you you don't see the bricks and everything. And you can also try to focus on playing as many field spells as possible, which is what I'm trying to do right now. So yeah, 4 Terraformings and then 4 other field spells. So 3 Foolish Burial Goods to send that Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. You can banish it from the grave and then search the Cobalt Eagle, which is a brick, obviously. But if you do draw it, then you can normal summon it and then place it on the top of your deck. And then you can still use your Bridge of Salvation to search it. And obviously, said rotation can search your Mansion of the Underworld Dolls and give the Walls of the Imperial Tomb to your opponent, which is pretty much a King Sarcophagus, but worse. Yeah, we're playing, what, like 8 field spells? Yeah, that's not too bad. In a 40 card deck, yeah, that's insane. Because again, any one of these 1 cards would FTK your opponent right, like on the spot. And obviously, we have some other ways of FTKing. We have some 2-card combos and some other consistency cards, so Condolence Puppet and Foolish Burial, which gets you access to Bloody Doll very easily. And also, going second, Bizdal and Terror Baby's Graveyard Effect, extremely good. I don't think there's anything else that's really worth foolishing, so yeah, really just Bloody, Bisque, and Terror Baby. And sometimes Cattle Scream, yeah, I don't know why I was calling it Cattle Call before. Yeah, that's a quick play spell. And yeah, obviously Dreary Doll, yeah, but it's not like insane, because it doesn't do anything on its own. Metal Tronius, this is an FTK alongside Gimmick Puppet Little Soldiers, so that's the reason why it's good. Tribal Tactic Thrust, again, same thing with Little Soldiers, because you give a monster to your opponent, and then you can search for Terraforming into field spell, and that's gonna be game. The Horus package, 1 to 2 Sarcophagus with 2 to 3 Mseti. The number is really up to you. And then 1 Happy, the Cobalt Eagle brick, Bridge of Salvation brick, kind of. Unless you draw this and King Sarcophagus or Mseti, then you are in business. By the way, Cobalt Eagle, you can also put it back on the bottom of the deck with Walls of the Imperial Tomb, so it's not like always the end of the world. And yeah, obviously for the normal summons, then 3 Little Soldiers, 1 Scissor Arm. I think this card is a little less needed than before, so yeah, you can cut it if you really want to. And then, yeah, everything else is needed here at the exact same ratios that I am playing. For the extra deck, I'm on 2 Fanatics Machina, 2 Fantasix, and then 1 Dark Strings, 1 Puppet of Strings. Unfortunately, it's especially the Dark Strings that is really needed. Double Giant Grinder, even though you can easily just only play 1. You can maybe play like a Typhon or something in the extra deck. 1 Giant Hunter with the Gigante's Doll. Gigante's Doll is to break boards going second, but also it's the rank 4 that you gotta reveal with Bloody in order to summon Little Soldiers. So even if you're not even trying to play this card, you still have to have it in your extra deck, just like, you know, when you're using 7 Tachyon, you need like bad cards to reveal to search the good cards. And then Gimmick Puppet of Leo and Disaster Leo, these cards are not needed, but they are if you play Metal Tronius. If you are not playing this card, then you shouldn't play these cards. And then finally 2 Chimera Doll with 1 Psychic and Punisher, because post game 1, if we want to try to play the level 3 Handshop tuners, then we can normal summon them and then use a level 8, make this, and if we got hit by Ghost Sister, we can still kill our opponent on turn 3. And yeah, for the idea section, obviously a bunch of handshots. So Ghost Bell, that's pretty much a call by the grave for Bestial, so it's a really good card at defending yourself. Ghost Mourner finishes off your opponent, so that's also a really good one. Ghost Sister doesn't really do anything for you, but it's a decent card, and again, it's a level 3. You can obviously also play Ash, which protects you from Molchami, I guess you can say, and Phantasme. Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, I guess it buys you time, but I don't know if that's super needed. Rivalry, you're only playing machines, skill drain, whatever, and it's less good because Puppet of Strings is at 1. So your grind game is also going to be way worse. I don't know why this is here with the D-Bearer and the Different Dimension Ground. I guess we're main decking Triple Tactic Thrust. It does make sense. Especially with DDG. You get a hand trap to once, you just go Thrust into DDG pass, you survive, and then next turn you kill. And then, yeah, 3 evenly matched if you're trying to break boards. You can also main deck this card. Like I said, feel free to play over 40 if you really want to. And then, yeah, Job Lid, Lightning Storm Duster, even more cards because back row decks are just really tough for this deck, unfortunately. It really struggles with a bunch of Floodgates. Anything that really just negates, because your Mansion of the Underworld Dolls only protects you from monster effects that aren't Xyz monsters. There we go. Anything else, like spells and traps, you're gonna suffer a lot. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.